Welcome to Search for Mighty Max, the show where me and my brother search for, find, and talk about toys. So I have a ton of cards, and I didn't really know what to do with them. And so I ended up purchasing a binder for some cards. I thought that this would be a real classic throwback that I can get. Having one of the Pokémons on the front, I got Mew here, which is one of my favorites. And then I got some sleeves. Some card sleeves to put the cards in, and I also got some pages so I can put those sleeved cards into the pages and then into the binder. So the cards need to go into here first, they need to go into this, and then they can go into the binder. So that's what we're working on today. I'm going to try to get all of my cards in here. Obviously I'm going to start with Pokemon, but I do have a couple other different types of collections of cards that I want to put in here and just have it all in one place. So that's the goal today. So as you just saw, I got everything sleeved, and now we got to get them into the binder. So here's how we're going to do it. Got the binder, got the pages, you use my laptop because I need a reference for the 151. Got this big deck of cards that we'll be putting in there first, followed by all these rare and holos. All those are going to be added next. And then we got the new cards that I got from the 151 sets that just came out. And then I got a couple McDonald's cards here. They're mostly newer Pokemon, but we'll see if one or two of them I can throw into the binder as well. And then I also got some supervision here. I got a Mew little action figure that my brother got me at one of the swap meets that we went to. So I'll just put that here somewhere. Help me out. Okay, so I think that's everything that I need. So away we go. Whew. Alright, we're getting there. We have this much left, and then we'll move on to holos and rares, and the new set, and the ones from McDonald's. We're getting there. Okay, that's it for the first round. I loaded up everything I could. These are all either newer Pokemon or they're duplicates. Like I have 3 Haunters that are exact same for some reason. Shuckle. Some of them are in English. Some of them have really weird art that I think I just prefer the other one. So this one has weird art and it is in English. My goal is to use all Japanese cards. I'm trying to use from the Gym Heroes and the Rocket series. Those are kind of the 2 that I remember and I remember having. And then these are all trainer cards. I'm sure they go in some kind of order, but I don't know what it is, so I'll have to do that a little bit later. So far, hopefully you can see from there, got a start. A lot of empty spots. But at least some cards on every page. So hopefully with these, I'm just not sure what I want to do now. Like some of these I'll need to use. And of course I want to have some holos in there. That'll look super cool. But some of them I might just keep in these top loaders because they're too cool. So we'll see what kind of rules I go by here. I think assembling this, I'm like, I know that I want Japanese. I know I want some of the earlier series. If some of the newer stuff is cool, I can fill it in. Just to have any Japanese version of the card. But ideally some of those earlier sets. But as you know, they're a little bit more expensive nowadays, and I'm not trying to break the bank. And they have some of those newer cards that I can fill in. But we'll see how it goes. So we'll keep working on this. So we're going to keep plodding along. I have my holos and my rares here. Start sorting through these because I notice that I don't have some of the starters and a bunch of other probably rare last line evolution cards. I'm going to try to keep the lines the same. So this is like a Blaine's Charmander, so that's Blaine's Charmeleon, so I want to get Blaine's Charizard then and keep the same evolution line with the same card series. So we'll see what I got here. I got some holos and some rares I'm going to plug in, and we'll see how it goes. So here we go. Jeez. My weakness is tape. Alright, got those all loaded in. I do have a couple left over here. I got Rocket's Slowbro. I got Rocket's Slowbro. So that's literally like my favorite card. I think because it's like the only Pokemon that's like a combination of like two. And it's just like the description was hilarious to me. So you got a Slowpoke that gets bit by a Shelder, and that's how it gets turned into a Slowbro. It's like a fusion Pokemon. Something in the description said like the Shelder biting his tail helps with like the headaches and channel the psychic ability or something. So I thought that was a funny description. And it just looks cool. This is the Electric Sheep. That's not until the later game. The next numbers had an extra Vaporeon, which is cool. This is the Shiny Meowth. So I'm going to keep that in the top loader, and I already have one in there. I already got a Grimer, and that's one of the banned cards. And then we have the Misty Trainer card, which is also banned, so I'll just keep those in the top loader. And I have a Holo Energy card, which is just kind of different and weird. So I'll keep those separate. I'll put some of these in the binder eventually, but the trainer cards, I don't know the order. These ones I'll probably keep in the top loader, and then these ones are extras, or they go to like a different a higher number Pokemon. So cool, so now we'll go on to see if the 151 that was released 2023 can help me fill out some of the blanks that are still in here. I do have a Venusaur, so I got at least one of them on here on the front page. So I got a fair amount of blanks. I do have a full page here. Ironically, the last thing I put in there was the Poliwrath, so that was necessary to complete the page, but this is very cool page. Put Sabrina's Gengar in there. That's another one of the banned cards, but I needed Sabrina, so I could make that full evolution set. Seems like some of the later ones are a little bit harder to find. I mean, that was kind of the intention of the game, right? You find some of the stuff earlier? By region, maybe? I don't know. It always felt like the later ones were always a little bit harder to find. Legendary Birds, the Dragonite. But we'll see what we got, and we'll keep filling it up. next up, the 151 for 2023. Fix my camera. Okay, we got through the 151. Filled in a couple blanks here and there. Some of them don't really match, but some of them did. Like I was able to get both and put them in there. Some of them didn't, and that kind of bugs me. But I can always fix it later. Just trying to get something in there at this point, and then I can always update it later. I do have these two like fossil cards that I could use as, my brother said I could use them as proxy to kind of fill in some spots, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Just kind of wait. And then I pulled this Flareon card, and it looks awesome. But I already have the other Japanese, what are they? The rocket cards? Yeah, so I got the rocket ones, which I think fit a lot better together, because I don't have the other two. So I'll just leave that on a top loader. Probably a different top loader, because this one's kind of jacked up. There we go. Got some empty top loaders. Add this to my top loader. Super cool card. These are the cards I can. Oh, you want to see something really cool? I'll pull these out, right? So I'll just leave those there. And out of these McDonald's ones, they're all like new Pokemon that don't fit in this scheme. The only one that does matter is a Pikachu. And weirdly enough, I don't have one in here. So where does it go? I don't remember. Other side of Pidgeot. Sweet. So I think that's everything that I can actually put in here. I'll have to see what I'm missing and then kind of go from there. But we'll definitely take a closer look at this in a moment here. Have some thoughts and feelings. And then we'll just keep working on it. But for now, that's what I got. Filling up the Mew binder. Thanks, bro, for sending me that first kind of big dose of cards and some holos, hand curated specifically for me, so I appreciate that. And hopefully I can get a full set of 1 to 151. I don't really care which card set it comes from. As long as it's Japanese, it's matching in the same evolution line, and it looks cool. That's kind of my criteria. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to add the trainer cards in the order that I think they're supposed to go. But I'm looking at the Gym Bureau set, and it like has trainer cards in between like some of the Pokemon cards. I don't know why that is. Kind of weird. But maybe it's because it's the English version I'm looking at? I don't know. But let's see. So these are the trainers. Locations. These are the actual trainers. These are random. Are these? I was having trouble reading it and figuring it out, so I just put all the gym leaders here on this page. These all say Gym Moo, which means gym. So those are all the gym cards. And then these are just like extra trainer cards. So I'm sure they go into some kind of order. I can always mess with it later, but at least they're in here. Some top loaders. Some cards in the top loaders, and that's where we're at. So we'll keep working on it. Good as it's gonna get. Welcome back to Search for Mighty Max as we continue the search for cards across the house. I didn't realize how many different types of cards I had. You saw the hyperlapse, so I wanted to put everything in one place, and that one place happens to be this binder with this Mew on it. So I got all the cards in here. I'm just going to flip through them, kind of show you everything that I got, was able to put into this binder. It's very cool for me to be able to have everything in one binder, because I've always had everything just kind of at the bottom of a box or whatever. Really never took like my cards seriously. And my brother definitely exceptioned me to get some additional cards and to take it a little bit more seriously and put everything into a binder. So we're just going to go through it and see what it looks like. So thanks, bro, and without further ado, here we go. So we got our starters. I've got Erica's Bulbasaur and Erica's Venusaur. So I do have one of the final evolutions of the starters, but still need to find a Charizard, still need to find a Blastoise. and gotta find a squirrel there. Next page, those bugs and those birds and rats, all those all those things in the Viridian Forest. So I got a couple because we got those new sets. So that was cool. And then this one's weird because this is like French or whatever. So that's a French Pidgeotto. It's first edition though, but French. So that's pretty funny. And this was new to me, these reverse holos. I'm not sure I can say that I'm a huge fan of them, especially for a reverse holo Kakuna of all cards, but at least I got a Kakuna in here, right? That's kind of the goal. Just trying to get all of the 151 Pokemon, the original 151, all in Japanese. Trying to go for some of those earlier sets. I do like the Pokemon Rocket, Team Rocket set, and the Gym Heroes set from the earlier ones. But we just had those 151 released, so that was cool, a cool throwback. So if that fits the bill, then sure. I got a Pikachu here as well that came from the most recent 2023 McDonald sets. So I didn't have a Pikachu, so I just threw him in there, so that was cool. Sandshrew, this one's one of my favorites, looking out all cool into the sunset. And that's Brock's Sandshrew. Also got Brock's Sandslash. Sandslash was always like one of my favorites. Always had him in my team when I was playing the Pokemon games. Just really strong Earth type, you know? We got some of the Nidorans. We got a Holo Clefable. Holo Goldbat there. I didn't have a Zubat from one of the original sets, so I just used one of the more recent ones. I am trying to keep it, if it's the same, if it's an evolution line, I want to keep it within the same series, right? It just kind of looks off if it's not. Same thing for this Nidorina here. I didn't have one, so I just kind of substituted one in for now. So yeah, the goal is to get one of each, one of the 51. Doesn't really matter what set. Trying to go for some of those earlier ones, specifically those ones with the trainers. I think those are more interesting for me. Or if it just looks really cool, right? And then try to keep them for the evolution lines, try to keep them from the same sets. So I do have a couple holes here and there. Got Psyduck, Dark Golduck. That card's super cool. It's not in Japanese, but I will get a replacement at some point because I do really like that card. It just looks cool through the ocean. Check this out. This is my first complete page here with the Arcanine, which is an awesome Pokemon as well. Always like that one. Poliwrath, one of my favorites. But hey, Poliwrath made this page be 1/9 complete, so you gotta appreciate that, right? Let's see, Machop, some of those plant Pokemon, which are whatever. I totally forgot their names last time. But now I think I know them. We got Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, and Victory Bell. So, see, it just took a minute to, like, I had to remember, right? Slowpoke and Slowbro, another one of my favorite Pokemon. It's just so funny to me that they take two Pokemon and put them together, right? The Slowpoke and the Shelder. Got a Holo Magnemite there. That one's super cool. Not particularly one of my favorite Pokemon, but the way that that card looks is actually pretty dope. Got one of my favorites here. We got a Gengar. And this particular card is that banned card, which just makes it extra awesome. That's Sabrina's Gengar. Had the full evolution line there as well. So I'm just kind of flipping through this, just looking at it for myself and just pointing out stuff that I notice and showing you everything that I got in here. Because I know in the other video it was a little far away, and the purpose was just to get this thing filled out. Or filled in. The next goal is filled out. Had to fill it in with the cards I have. Now we got to fill it out because I got all these blank spots. Got a Lickitung. That's from the newer set. I know because it has the apples. I don't know. I don't know what's up with you noticed it, but yeah, the apple theme with the new 151 cards is so random. But even the Tangela here got a little apple. So yeah, apples is the theme with the new set for some reason. Don't know why, but whatever. Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan. I always say Kangaskhan with a G, but I'm pretty sure it's Kangaskhan with a K. Whatever. So that card's cool, and that's definitely a little Cubone right there for sure. Right there. Charmander. Cubone ain't no Charmander. Come on, it's totally a baby Kangaskhan. Holo Rhydon from the newer set. Water Pokemon are kind of boring because they're just like normal animals. Like, that's just a seahorse, right? No, it's a Seadra. Oh, okay. But that one does look pretty cool. So what else is on this? The eggs and the palm tree. It's freaking random, man. That's one of the most random Pokemon, I swear. Those are not eggs, because or those are not seeds, because it's clearly eggs, because it's got egg yolk in there. Kevin. Hitmonlee, need a Hitmonchan. Mr. Mime, you called it right there in the center. That's pretty cool. Really interesting design on the background of that one. Got a Holo Lapras, super awesome card. Got some of the evolutions here. All of them, if you're just counting from 151. I know there's a whole bunch more now, but it originally started off with just these first three. So the Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. I actually really like those designs for those ones. Those are the Rocket, Team Rocket ones. Those just look super cool to me. Porygon, very interesting looking card. Very interesting looking Pokemon. Got a Kabutops from the new set. Looks pretty good. The swirls. Apples and swirls. That's what the new set's all about. Snorlax, I love this card. He just looks like a drunk idiot, and that's just so funny to me. That's totally booze in there. That ain't no Coca-Cola. Definitely booze. I got one of the legendary birds. I got Furiza, or Articuno, for those English speakers out there. I don't have a Dragonite, but I do have a Dragonair. I do really like this card. I remember having this one. It's also a Team Rocket card. Very cool design. And then I'm missing Dragonite, Mewtwo, and Mew. So shoot, man, I got a lot of holes through this thing that I gotta still fill out. I thought I had a whole bunch, and I do. Like, there's still, there's more than a few cards on each page. I definitely have a ways to go. So next page. So I did leave this page intentionally blank for an activity, so I'm going to come back to that. I don't think you're going to guess what I'm going to put there, but we'll see. We'll see. Try to make your guess now, and we'll come back to it, and then I'll fill that out. I got some trainer cards here. Do need the Giovanni card. I know that it's a holo card, which is pretty cool. A holo trainer card. Yeah, like I said, I like the trainer Pokemon cards. I like the trainers. I like seeing the trainers. That's super cool. So yeah, I got my trainer cards here, looking pretty good. These are the gym cards, which are also very cool. I remember back then I really didn't care too much for the trainer cards, but now with these kind of themes, a little more interesting, especially with Lieutenant Surge here. I like his cards. I think I did back then too. But his are interesting because he's all like buddy-buddy with his Pokemon, right? So he's got Electabuzz and he's got his Raichu, and they're just doing their cool military stuff. So yeah, I really like those cards. Giovanni here is all acting all crazy. This Growlithe, some girl's being nice with this umbrella so he doesn't burn out because he's a fire Pokemon. Nice touch, right? And then boom, we transition to a whole new world of Power Ranger cards. Yeah, so I had all of the Pokemon stuff, and then bam, Power Rangers. So I'm missing these two. I know my brother's got them. He's going to send them to me eventually, or I'll get them from him eventually, fill this out, and that'll be cool. These super packs were supposed to be giving you all the cards, so you can just fill them out. But unfortunately, I got two duplicates. So I just flipped them backwards, and I stuck them in there as placeholders for now. But these are all in order for this set. And then a couple holos here for the White Tiger Zord and the Mega Thunder Zord. What is that one? Mega Thunder something? Yeah, Mega Thunder Zord? I don't know. And then I got a couple Zord cards that my brother sent me as well. That one's super hilarious with the Mega Zord taking the Dragon Zord and just like, because in the original show, the Green Ranger was bad. Green Ranger was bad, so they had to fight it out, right? So that was just cool to see some two Zords fighting it out, duking it out. And then bam, transition. We got another genre here. We got some Zelda cards. I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed with what came out of these when we opened up the packs, but ended up putting them in the binder here. They look a little bit cooler, just because I kind of matched them with their different kind of styles and stuff. So they look pretty cool. I'm glad to have some Zelda cards sticking in here. I even put the sweepstakes cards in here, because why not, right? And then we transition, boom, another genre. Got some Spider-Man cards here. So these ones are in order. My brother sent me a pack. I opened those up. I went online and I found a couple other ones that I liked, and I got those ones. I thought I had a lot more. It's so weird, like, seeing these cards in a binder. I keep thinking, like, oh, I got so many cards. Because when you're flipping through them, it feels like a lot. But then when you stick them in a binder and you're like, oh, I only have the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I only have 15 cards. But they're still pretty cool. Maybe I can get 3 more. Who knows? But these ones were the ones that I got in the pack, and then ones that I individually chose because I thought they were cool. So Black Cat I remember having, so I wanted to get that one again. This Hot Mary Jane card, I was like, I gotta get that one. Molten Man's cool. Rhino's cool. Kraven's one of the coolest. Death of Gwen Stacy, a milestone in the Spider-Man comics. So yeah, a cool storyline, but just not a cool moment, right? It's not fun for those characters to die, but good job, Jerry Conway. We got the Lizard in Spider-Man, and then this weird mix and match one where it's the Shocker plus the Doppelganger called Doppelshock. I just thought, what the hell? That's so weird. So I picked up that card. So these are my Spider-Man cards, Fleer Spider-Man cards. And then boom, we got a transition to 2 different genres here. This one of my personal favorites. This is my cards just from card shops or random stuff. So this is the Vault. This was a toy shop in Fresno that closed down. Time Tunnel Toys. That's in San Jose. Space Cats. That one's also in San Jose. Yeah. And then this is that card that I got from the Red Ranger, Austin St. John. And then this was just like a Ninja Turtles thing that I got with like a shirt. It was just like the tag, and I just thought it was cool. So hopefully I can find some more stuff, throw it in there, because that's pretty interesting to me. So I got also my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because why the heck not, right? I got Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I might as well throw them in here. And I put these on a separate page, because they're like Power Rangers Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like that's White Tiger Zord for sure, right? And that's the Green Ranger, and that's like the Blue Ranger and the Pink Ranger. Like, what's going on here? So yeah, I just wanted to throw them in here. The, let's see, what are these? White Tiger Summoner, and it's the Terra Tiger. That's the Green Turtle Summoner, and that's the Hydro Tortoise. And then Arnis, the Empowered Warrior, and Ventra, the Empowered Warrior. Sure, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Power Rangers. And then I stuck my holos in here. Got a Victory Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Lord of D, Gishki Natalia, Natalie? Natalia. Construction Train Signal Red. That's just Construction Train Signal Red. It's like a train. And then the Penguin Soldier. I always like with this game, I always like the animal ones. It's like on this side I have a koala, I have a flying squirrel. I just always thought that they were so like funny looking, like these evil looking animals. I was like, hell yeah. Archfiend Soldier, Infernity Archer, not Infinity. Hypnocorn. As I'm looking at my cards, I'm like, no wonder my other brother always, my youngest brother, no wonder he always beat me in this game. Like, my monster game sucks. I don't really have that many. I only have like a couple cards from like the basic different decks that came out at the time. I know Scapegoat was one that he always hated because that just puts counters and blocks a bunch of moves. But yeah, I always had fun playing this game with my brother, even though I got frustrated and I would lose. Such a poor sport. Maybe I'd be better now because I'm older, but I don't know. I think my deck definitely is not the best. It would need some drastic improvements because it's been like 20 years and this is like old ass cards. Bunch of trap cards. And I got all these empty pages to fill out with whatever else I want. So yeah, I feel like I got a pretty good start to putting all my cards in one spot. I don't have too much, so I can just put them all in one binder. I ain't too crazy. I'm definitely not focused on one particular thing. But I do appreciate the different cards. So the 151 with some trainer cards, with some Power Rangers cards, with some Spider-Man cards, with some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, all over the place. Alright, so let's go to here. I am going to transition just a little bit and get some helpers out for this activity. Still rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. What? Rolling, 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 rolling. Come on. Alright, so I'm going to get some helpers for this activity that I have here. If you remember from last time, I have this Mew action figure looking thing. It's supposed to make noise. Oh, did you hear that? Make some noise, buddy. I don't know if there's supposed to be like a button or what. Oh, you're supposed to shake it. That's cool. Mew. So hopefully you can hear that. I had a short search for batteries and I replaced those. So we got a Mew to be a part of this. I also got a Pink Ranger that's also going to be helping out with this. And I was supposed to do this. So I do have one slab. I have one slab, one graded card that I'm going to show you right now. That's going to help me transition from Yu-Gi-Oh cards back into Pokemon, because that was the last thing that I did here. So without further ado, here's what I got. I got an Ancient Mew card graded as an 8. And I just thought, like, the way that this card was graded with whatever company this is, like, matched that design of that card so well. I'm actually going to take it out of this weird plastic thing. What did you say before? My brother would say that we're going to have to start grading the plastic that the card is in. Because, like, look at this thing. It's inside this too. Like, come on. So Ancient Mew graded at an 8. It's graded by, I don't know who. But it looks really cool. And I was like, Egyptian Mew. I was working on the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and I was like, I need to get like a graded card. What should I get? And I was like, dude, that Egyptian Mew card is pretty sick. So maybe I can find one of those. I ended up finding something that I could bid on. I think it was a decent price that I got it for. Corners are 8.5, edges are 8.5, surface is a 7, and centering is 9.5. So yeah, this is a super cool card. I've never had a graded card. I don't know if I'm going to have any other ones, but I did want to have at least one. So boom, we got one graded card, an Ancient Mew. Pretty sweet. Alright, so I got to grab some of these cards that I got here. See if I can strategically do this. Alright, just before I start getting into this activity part, so many distractions, man. Alright, these are my top loader cards. I got a Flareon from the new 151 and a Vaporeon, just an extra one. I got a Slowbro, because I already had a Slowbro in there, and it matched the other evolution line. This is literally one of my favorite card. Like the Slowbro with the rocket in the back. It just looks so cool to me. So that one, I'm keeping in the top loader, keeping outside of it. Yeah, Slowbro. Boom. Ampharos. That was always a cool card because it's like an electric sheep. It's from after the 151, so keeping it in the top loader. I already got a Meowth in there, and this is that special shiny Meowth, so top loader. Grimer and the Naked Misty. So these are the banned Japanese cards. Those are pretty cool, so I'm keeping those in the top loader. Holo Energy card. I don't have a place for energy cards, not yet. So top loader, and then I got just to transition themes here for a second, because these are all my top loader cards that I just kind of put together. Like I said, I kind of just consolidated everything. Binder, top loaders, whatever. So I got a Dark Magician Girl, part of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I felt like it was something I needed to get, so I was like, Dark Magician Girl, right? And then this one was super interesting. This is a dark, what is this? This is Calamity Zelda, I think, or something like that. So it's like, almost like an evil Zelda. I was like, dude, that is freaking crazy. So maybe the other Zelda cards didn't pan out as well as I would have liked, but at least I have this like evil Ganon Zelda who like grabbed the Triforce of Power. I don't know what the hell, some kind of backstory, right? I'm just making it up in my head. But at least I got that card. So that's pretty sick. And I'll keep that with my top loader stack. And then just real randomly, this is where I kept all like the extras. I have my McDonald's cards in here. What else is in here? Some of the newer Pokemon from the earlier ones from after 151. And then just kind of like some doubles, some stuff in English. Yeah, anything extra I just kind of keep in here. Alright, activity time. So here's what the goal is. I have all these cards that you don't know what they is, but they're going to be cool, and they're going to go in here. So I'm going to try to keep them kind of off screen, I guess, so you're not spoiled here. I have to take them out of the loaders every time. So here's the first two. I'm sure you're going to guess the theme like immediately after this, but here we go. So I got a Mew and I got a Mewtwo. Now I could place them on this other page where they're supposed to go, but in terms of the activity and to make it a little bit more interesting, I wanted to have a page where I could just throw all these in. And also like 151, what goes here? Dragonite, Mewtwo, like we're missing 2 spaces. I don't know, it sucks. So I'm just gonna put my Mew, my Mewtwo, and my Mew on this next page. Trying to be careful with these. Mew and Mewtwo. All right, so we got some more here. So these ones were from what? This is from Fossil, and that's from Standard? Is that from the original set? I don't really remember. All right, we got 4 more here. And boom. Go fish. Royal Flush of Mew and Mewtwo cards. So these are VMAX? V-Star. VMAX, V-Star, I don't know. This is V on all of them. So I'm going to stick these because I got 4 of them. I got 2 Mew, and I got 2 Mewtwo. Let's see. I got 4 because I wanted to stick them in the corners. All right, cool. All right, next up, got these 2. So these are from the 151 series, and I was like, dude, I gotta get Mewtwo and Mew. Like, where the hell are those cards at? So I grabbed these 2 as well. Let's see. So just a comment, I put these in order of, I wanted to do Mew and then Mewtwo, because Mew is actually like born first, and then Mewtwo comes later because of the genetic experiments, right? But you're not supposed to like know that. Like in the game, you're introduced to like, hey, there's this weird experiment or something that's going on, and then you see Mewtwo, then you have to go to like some weird event where they like put the Mew inside your game or something, but if you have a Game Shark, then you can get it whatever you want. Crazy coding, dude. The games are freaking wild. But anyhow, that's why I have Mew, and then I have Mewtwo. So these are the 151 cards. These ones, let's see, this is going to be easy to do, because I wanted to do Mewtwo is floating, so he goes up on the top. And then Mew hanging out on the forest floor. All these other Pokemans, some of them I do not recognize. So he's going to go on the bottom, like that. And then the final card, right? Take a guess what it's going to be, because I got 1 spot left. And I was like, I got to be strategic about this. How do I do this? I could have done this one, but it's graded, so I can't grab that slab out of there, and it's just a slab, so it's just going to stay like that. But I was like, I think there's even a better option that I can do to stick in the center of all this stuff. And maybe you've already, oh God, stay in the thing. Maybe you already guessed it, but it's a tag team card. So I got Mew and Mewtwo on 1 card, and that's going to go inside the center. Hell yeah. Dude, that looks so cool. So that's my Mewtwo page with my graded slab here. And that's all. Man, that feels satisfying to actually have those cards finally in there. I waited till the video to actually grab them and put them in here, so I didn't do any work beforehand. I had kind of idea of the layout I wanted to do, but yeah, that looks awesome like that. Sweet. I'm all feeling satisfied, like, done. Good day. So let's see. So I got all my cards together. I also kept these packages because it has like Japanese writing on it. It looks all Japanesey and looks all cool. Because that's kind of the goal here, is to get Japanese versions of all these cards. So I kept these. Maybe I can integrate them into some kind of something. And I also, this is really random, but I'm putting all my cards together, and that also includes my Flux cards. So these are games, right? I mean, that's kind of, these are all games too, I guess, if you play Pokemon. Never really played Pokemon. Played Yu-Gi-Oh! That game's fun. Maybe Pokemon could be fun if I actually sat down and learned it and tried to play it, but I don't know. I'd have to get some energy cards, right? So these are my Flux games. I got Zombie Flux and I got Adventure Time Flux. These games are pretty chill. Don't really have to think. Zombie Flux, I think I first got introduced to it on like a Halloween, so that was super cool. And I saw they had an Adventure Time one. I'm a big fan of Adventure Time, so I was like, I gotta grab that Adventure Time Flux. So I'm just gonna put these with the rest of these materials, the rest of the stuff that I got, because I have all my cards. I'll just throw it all in the same place. So I hope you enjoyed this wrap up of all my cards. Finally got everything in one spot. Feeling pretty satisfied right now. So with that being said, webs out, peace out. I just hit the wall. Damn it. Always fun setting up for a video. Always funny to look at what it looks like on the other side. We got some Montgomery cherries. Got an interesting setup for this. So I got lots of snacks apparently, but really I just needed to use that to stabilize my shit. But here's all my stuff set up so I can do this card Pokemon video wrap up. Should be a banger. So let's get to it.